Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. And I want to say double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And blessings to the hopeful elect out there teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. In the hopes, and I'm going to say that again, hopes, that we may edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days. You know, it's your brother Kawabai coming back at you with another video. Lord willing to feed the flock. And why do we, hope to feed the flock? The Lord has given us a task to do. The Lord has given us a sense of purpose, if you will. And the reason why I repeated the word hope 3 times is to drive home the fact that we do have hope. And the inspiration for this lesson comes from, I was just watching the introduction to Apostle Kabar's video, Shalom Apostle, very edifying lesson. And he was going into that individual and his message of pure despair and hopelessness, and how he just put a video out there, threw caution to the wind, so to speak, to see if anyone felt the same way that he felt, because he felt like he had no purpose in life, and anything that he puts his hand to do just fails, and he's just through. And although Apostle Kabar was saying that this guy was so done, he pretty much, he's like a ship in an open water. Like, there's people out here that are they're just drifting through Deep Space Nine. They're out there, they don't know what, they're not grounded, they're just up in space. They're just out there floating about, going from this way of life to that way of life. Like, how many times have you heard of stories of people, like, you might go online and see interviews of ex drug addicts, or even current drug addicts, or homeless people, or this and that, like people just going through hellish type situations on earth. Hell, look at what the people over there in Gaza are going through. Where they getting, I mean, do you think they can get a wink of sleep? I was thinking about that, bombs constantly, the threat of bombs over your head going off, a building collapsing on top of you. Now I'm kind of segueing into, something different, but I say that to say this: we don't listen, man, we don't have hopelessness, we have hope. Like the scriptures say, Psalms 34:7, the angels of the Lord encampeth about them that fear him and delivereth them. So what does that mean? Like, we've got a hedge of angels around us, man. The Lord is actually guiding our steps, because this guy, he made an example of a video game, and that kind of hit home to me, because I'm kind of into that. I was into that even in the world. I used to play a lot of video games and that, problem solving games and adventure type games, like, and basically he was saying, like, that's a place where people, you can go to, it's like a big adventure, but he goes, even with a game, it's like there's a goal, there's a purpose. A problem arises, and then you got to adapt in the game, and that person, it works out for the better for him. But he said, well, for himself, he was like, there's no better scenario for him in life. He says no matter what, he just keeps getting worse and worse for him. But but the scriptures speak about, that we gotta rejoice. Like, for us, as we see this world crumbling, we're getting more pumped in the spirit. As we see these people become more hopeless, we're getting more hopeful. Imagine that. Because ultimately, it's going to lead to destruction and their demise. When the day of the Lord is introduced to these people, they ain't going to know what the fuck to do, man. And that's when they're going to really be in despair. That's when the cherry on the top is going to come, so to speak. When the Lord is going to confront them with their worst fears, the Lord is going to really open up, and pull back the veil of the spiritual realm and really introduce it to them, to the point where they're just going to be like, what the fuck is going on? But then guess what? We're going to know you know, what's going on and why it's actually happening. You know? Because we have what? A more sure word of prophecy. And speaking of prophecy, prophecy pretty much dictates the future. Prophecy actually tells you what's coming. If you don't believe in prophecy, then you are hopeless. Then you are just floating out there in Deep Space Nine. Then you are on a ship on an open sea with no land in sight. You're just drifting throughout life, not knowing what the fuck. You know? Because the thing is, even before I even woke up to this truth, I speak for myself. I was kind of like that geezer. I was like, hold on a minute, man. What is this all about? Now I remember. Now this is a little bit personal, but I remember there was a time when I strayed with the woman that I have now, because I met her before I even came in the truth. You know, and you know, I remember breaking down like in tears, you know, and just telling her like, look, man, I just wanna, like, this place is just fucked. You know, I remember telling her these things. You know, and if I was to go home after I finished work and I was to tell her, do you remember that time? She'll say, yep, I remember that time. You know, she'll tell me straight. Because I was telling her, look, man, I feel like this place is just, this is like hell on earth. I was telling her, it's like, I had questions I needed answering. So I was like that. You know, I was seeking, you know, for knowledge, information. I was seeking, really what I was seeking, what I was doing, what I was crying out in the spirit for help. I needed hope. Okay? But now what the scripture says, what? Now you have a more sure word of prophecy. You know? Because I was like, man, this place is just done. Like, I hardly had any money. You know, I was, you know, she used to have to, like, put food in my fridge sometimes. I mean, no, I'm not ashamed to say it. Like, I was fucked. You know? But then the Lord, you know, look how the Lord, you know, guided me and navigated me. I wasn't like a ship without no land in sight, because ultimately, guess what? I ended up on land. I ended up with my feet standing on a foundation, which is Yahweh Shai. You know, he is our foundation. He is our rock. You know, and that was through the spirit. Hey, 555 to the right. Look at that. Look. 555 number plate, man. Arkim, you can't make this up. Let me see if I can get closer on it, because he's kind of going fast, man. Oh man, I ain't catch him. I didn't catch him. Yeah, I didn't manage to catch him, but that's okay. I didn't manage to catch him, man. That's all right though, you know. But I saw it, man. The 555 number plate. You know, hey, and 5, hey, that number 5 represents what? Protection, man. You know. Come on, man. Like, the angels, bro. The angels are protecting us, Arkim, man. So we got hope. We've actually got hope, man. We ain't fucking hopeless out here, bro. We have hope. You know? We have hope. Okay? But anyway, going back to what I was saying with that example of that individual, but that Elder Apostle Gabar showed us, you know, he was completely hopeless. And you know, the scripture says, when the wicked, Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And that's exactly what's going on out here. These people out here are in a mournful state. Alright, Elder Apostle Gabar said the comment board was pretty much littered with a lot of people that shared this man's, you know, sentiments, basically. Like, they were relating to what he was saying, how hopeless they feel. Now, I haven't gone on the comment board myself, but I just heard Elder Apostle Gabar mention that. So I'm like, yo, there's a lot more people out here that are full of despair. Alright? There's a lot more people that are full of hopelessness. As we look around and we see the pride of these people, ultimately the Lord is going to strip them from that illusion of pride. Because you know the scripture says, for because of pride, the city shall be troubled. You know, a lot of people ain't even honest enough to admit that this place is just hopeless, because they're so demonic. You know, they're fighting to keep a hold of this society. They're so demonic. They're all up in it. They're being marinated in wickedness. They're being, like, you know, if you marinate a chicken, you want the flavor to seep in, and then the spices, you know, the spices to seep into that meat. You know, you marinate it. You might put it in the fridge for a couple days. Let the flavor really seep into the meat. These people are marinated in wickedness, man. That's why the scripture says in Isaiah 60, you know, arise, shine, for thy light is come, You know, and gross darkness, so, you know, there's gross darkness to earth. The earth is covered in gross darkness, man. You know, Isaiah 60, I believe it goes into that, how the earth is covered in gross darkness. So they're marinated in darkness, marinated in wickedness, man. And if you're in darkness, you can't see nothing. You can't see no land in sight. You're just drifting out in Deep Space Nine. That's what you're doing, man. You ain't got no surety of safety in sight. You got no direction. You know. Now back to the example of what that individual said about a computer game, where at least there's like a goal for these, you know, for these characters in these games. Well, guess what? We are in a computer game. You know, this is the Most High's, you know, computer. This is the Most High's movie. We're in a movie. And just like in a game, just like in a movie, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. But only the end for us is immortality, right? An eternity of blissfulness, an eternity of joy. You know? Like what the scripture says in the book of Psalms. Let me see if I can get it real quick. You know? This is what awaits for us, man. You know, to speak about them was their hope full of what? Immortality, right? Let me see if I can get that scripture. Okay. Right? This is Wisdom of Solomon, right? Chapter 3. Bear with me, I'm just pulling up the scripture. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 4. It says, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. So yeah, we're being punished, and the punishment, look man, it's only going to ramp up. Like, we got to take the mindset of Micah 7 and 9. Is it Micah 7 and 9? I will bear the indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against him. So yeah, there's a reason as to why we're suffering. There's a reason as to why we're going through it. But guess what? We're suffering now in righteousness, because we're in this, like, we're in the spirit, we're serving the Lord. Okay? And that serves to purify us. The suffering that we go through, the suffering that we're going through serves to purify us, Arkham. That's why the scripture says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. You know, loosely paraphrasing. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. The word endure means to make hard. But these people out here, man, they ain't got they seem to be just hanging in there like by a piece of string, like a piece of thread. It's like they're like I don't know, a jerk away from being unhinged. And I mentioned that word unhinged because I did a video on that movie Unhinged with Russell Crowe. You know, and how there's a lot of people out here with spirits on them that are just like, they're literally on the edge of life. And any next moment, any next move could be a moment where the Lord, can just turn them into a death angel, where they start just shooting up a school or doing some crazy shit, or even just committing suicide. These people, or taking other people out before they take themselves out. These people are fucking ready to be unhinged, man. They already are. And you know what the scripture says in Matthew chapter 24, and I believe it's in verse 12, that because iniquity shall abound, that the love of many shall wax cold. So these people are waxing colder and colder out here, man. But guess what? As they do that, as they wax colder and colder, we get full of more hope. Because the colder they get, the more that our faith is confirmed and strengthened. Because we can see that we have the gift, right, of faith. We have the ability to see in the midst of this dark realm. Now, you know, Esau got that movie Dark City. We've got the ability to see in the dark, man. So that is, you trying to tell us that ain't a blessing, man? But these guys ain't got no vision. And it's spiritual, because yesterday I did a video where there is no vision, the people perish. You know? The scripture says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Hosea 4 and 6. So these people are just going to perish out here, man, with no understanding. Alright? The scripture says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So they're just literally walking dead. So they are hopeless, man. They don't have no life in them. The breath hasn't entered into them. Okay? There is no life. The life is the breath, this understanding, man. Remember, the scripture says, what did Yahweh Shai say? It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. There's no profit for these people that are living for the flesh. There's nothing that they can do to fulfill, like, you know, to feel like they're being fulfilled out here. How many of these celebrities do you see that have sold their souls, but in the end, they end up turning to drugs? Like, hey, even Marvin Gaye, they said that he was hooked on cocaine. As talented as he was and that and whatever, you know, Motown, you know, Motown Records, I believe he was signed to and that and whatever. But guess what, man? In the end, he was fucked. You know, hey, because them curses are on our people, man. But imagine actually knowing that, being able to navigate through that, because we have the message of hope. We have a more sure word of prophecy. We understand the word. That's why we're blessed, Arkin. This is why we're blessed, because we know why things are happening on the earth. We know what's going on. You got guys out here that don't know what the fuck is going on. What's happening? They're running around. They have no clue. So they are hopeless, man. All right? But I say that to say this, like this guy was talking about that game. Well, we are in that game. The Most High is the ultimate, you know, director of a game or a movie. Okay? And we have a beginning, middle, and an ending. Okay? And like I said, the ending for us is immortality, man. Like the scriptures say. Okay? Now I wanted to get the one in Psalms as well. Okay? Let me see if I can get this one. Okay? Field. Let me see if I can get this one real quick. Alright, Psalms 126. Alright, this is Psalms 126. I kind of want to start up, so let me see if I can pull up the Salakia, just bear with me because I'm driving at the same time. But I must get this scripture out for edification's sake. Alright? This is Psalms 126. Excuse me, Arkim. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna try and pull up the whole chapter of it because I wanna be able to read this. But the thing is, because I'm turning off right now, you know, I'm turning off this motorway. Okay, read full chapter. There you go. Yes, it's the Psalms 126 and 1. When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, okay, which Zion is to Zion in the Hebrew, which means a monument of the Most High, right? So when the Lord turned again our captivity, we were like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter, and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, the Lord have done great things for them. See, that's what awaits us, okay? Like Elder Apostle Gabar mentioned, 2 Peter 3 and 13. We're waiting for a new heaven and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness, a new rulership, a righteous rulership on the earth. Yahweh's kingdom, and by default we're going to be joint heirs with him, man. So this is what we're waiting for, man. And the scripture says, then was our mouth filled with laughter, man. We're going to be like them that dream, you know, because that guy even mentioned that. It's like, you know, even conceiving of like some sort of future for him, it's like a distant dream, you know. That's what he said. But this thing is, well, listen, man, we are going to be like them that dream. So that's the end for Israel, for us. We're going to be as them that dream. All right, and ultimately, man, the whole earth is going to be at rest. The scriptures tell you that in Isaiah 14. You know, since thou art laying down, meaning Esau, no fella has come up against us. Esau, a fella is like a lumberjack. Esau creating nothing but death, taking peace from the earth, mass deforestation, all of that. You know, of ruling the nations in wrath with a continual stroke. Esau's on that. Remember, Esau is the devil. His job is to take peace from the earth, the red horse in Revelation 6 and 4. So people are feeling the effects of that because this man is his death. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Now I know I'm kind of jumping around, but as I say that, I'm going to close out this lesson. Lord willing, like I said, it's edifying. But guess what, man? Our mouth is about to be filled with laughter, man. We're going to be as them that dream when the Lord turns again our like when he brings us out of this captivity, right? Because remember, Yahweh Shai's coming back to do what? He's going to wipe away all tears from our eyes, man. Revelation 21, right? Revelation 21. All right, let me see if I can get that scripture. We can close out on that one. Revelation 21. We can close out on Revelation 21, right? Let me get that one real quick. I believe it's Revelation 21. Revelation 21 and 4. All right, just give me a minute while this thing loads, because it's taking a sweet merry time. Revelation chapter 21 verse 4. And it says, and the Most High Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, right? Neither sorrow nor crying, right? There's going to be no more. There's not going to be a day of, like, where we in the kingdom, where we just fucking down in the dumps. Oh, the only time when Yahweh Shai, brings that body back, yeah, we're going to mourn, But other than that, we're going to be, listen, man, we're going to be doing, Israel shall do valiantly. We're going to do valiantly, man. Right? There's going to be no more, neither sorrow nor crying. Neither shall there be any more pain. We ain't even going to be going through no pain. Okay? Because that, you got that saying, no pain, no gain. Well, guess what? We're going to have all the gain, because we ain't going to need no pain to gain. Because guess what? We're going to be in pure gain. The scriptures speak about out of the Lord's right hand are pleasures evermore. That's pure gain. Okay? We're going to be as them that dream. Our mouth is going to be filled with laughter. And that's what gives us hope, man. That the end is in sight for us. We can see it. And we're striving for the truth unto death. We got something to fight for. That's the thing. We've got something to fight for in righteousness. But these people, they don't have nothing to fight for. They're just living for the flesh. And they're feeling empty inside. Like I said about these celebrities. After they done sit on a casting couch, they've been flipped. They've taken all kinds of rod, For the back, they're sold out. They've received their corruptible crown. And in the end, they ain't even going to take that with them. The scripture says when we bring nothing into this world, and it's certain we can carry nothing out. So come on, man. Who was it that said, I believe, was it Alexander the Creep? I think he said something like, I want people to, I don't know if this is true, but I remember going through a certain clips, and there was one about Alexander the Creep. Now, if this is true, then check this out what he said. He said, I want people, when Alexander the Creep, he said, when I want to be buried, I want them to, bury me, I want my hands to, what did he say? Oh, what did he say, man? I want to be buried with, my treasure or something, so that people know that you can't even take it with you even in death, something like that. He wanted his hands to hang down. He wanted to be paraded through the streets with his hands hanging down, or something like that, man. Okay, in fact, let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can actually pull that up. Okay, Alexander. Man, these people just love driving right up behind you, man. It's like they got no patience. These people are they're weirdos, man, Spirits. We always got to fight against these spirits out here, Arkham, That's why we got to stay circumspect and prayed up. But I want to find this quote, man, because even Alexander the Creep, man, which is the wicked, I mean, he conquered the No More at that time, He had an empire, the Greek Empire, right? But then guess what? He even came to an end. But guess what? We're not even gonna come. We're gonna be immortal, man. But the scriptures speak about the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and shall possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So that's what awaits us, an everlasting kingdom, man. All right. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, Alexander. Right, so let's see. I think I have one here. Right, so yeah, he said, bury my body, right, and build not any monument, and don't build any monument. Keep my hands out so the people know who won the world had nothing in hand when he died. You see that? That's what he said, right? Apparently, this is a quote from Alexander the Creep, all right, who was a devil, okay? He said, bury my body and don't build any monument. Keep my hands out, right? He wanted to be paraded through the streets with his hands out, right? So that the people know the one who won the world had nothing in hand when he died. That's what Alexander the Creep said. You know? All right? And you know, just to prove that, I got it. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you, man. That's what Alexander the Creep said, man. All right? So, look, bro, like, and these people, they ain't got no bright future. The city's heathen, they're going into slavery, man. You know, including Alexander the Creep. They're going into slavery. Okay? These people are done. They're finished, man. Anyway, and I say that just to say this, man. Hey, going back to Revelation 21:4, where the Lord said, you know, he's going to wipe away all tears from our eyes. That's going to happen, Arkim. And we're going to be as them that, you know, our mouth was full of laughter. We're going to be as them that dream, you know? So with that, man, I pray you were edified with this lesson, man. I just wanted to do a response to that video. I was kind of moved in the spirit as I was on my way to work, you know, listening to Elder Apostle Bar's video. And I'm going to go back and listen to the rest of it, Lord willing. All right? Because, hey, you strike while the iron's hot, man. And we got hope, man. We ain't hopeless, Arkim, okay? So stay fired up in the spirit, man. We ain't in despair, all right? So with that, man, I pray you were edified. Till the next time, Shalom.